What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the man who could cook a better steak than Asmongold. Just that here. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about something really disturbing. I would even go so far to say that it should have never happened, and it's practically criminal, to be honest with you. Like, no cap on Jesus, not even Pinky and the Brain can come up with something this diabolical. And we're going to be talking about the Jeff Younger situation, where he claims that his ex-wife is grooming his son to transition him into a girl at the ripe old age of 2. Yeah, that's definitely a perfect age to transition. I remember back when I was a kid, I was drinking alcohol and smoking ciggies. All jokes aside, let me push you over here so we can start a slapping tournament. No matter how you cook this, all of this is straight up wrong. It's absolutely ridiculous that I'm shifting all my brain cells just to think about this. And I'm gonna say this right here, right now, all across the playground. No child at the age of 2 years old should be thinking about their gender. All kids really think about at that time period is how to fucking walk. And I feel like anybody that has a brain or has had a kid before knows this shit. You want me to tell you what I was thinking about at 2 years old? Are you ready? When do I get to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the Dreamcast? Or a more accurate way of saying it, when do I get to play as a funny man who busts his ass on a wooden board? But anyway, let's just go ahead and play some of the clip here.
The state of California says that I have to pay for the chemical and physical castration of my son as child support. I'm not going to pay that child support. I'm not going to pay anything to hurt my son.
That was one other thing that this ex-psycho wife was trying to do to his son. Quote unquote start a operation to turn him into a full girl at the ripe old age at 8 and 9. They're pretty much trying to chemically castrate his son, which I think is fucked up on every level. And I'm just gonna tell you straight up right here, right now, that should be outlawed everywhere. That right there is completely insane. I 100% get it if you're 18 years old and you're like, okay, I just want to get my shit snipped and I just want to switch sides like it's a goddamn match of Counter-Strike. But where you lose me is when we're talking about transitioning kids and doing the same thing. Everybody should universally agree that's bad. That's 100% child abuse. There should be no physical way to castrate anybody under the age of fucking 2. Not with scalpels, not with chemicals, nothing.
Had your son, you have 2 sons.
I have 2 sons, James and Jude. They're twins. They're not identical. James is the one that she's transitioning.
And was there any sign in James that he was open to this or showing signs that he wanted to be anything other than
Well, you know, it's interesting. So he was directly asked that by counselors and stuff. But let me just tell you about one of the fundamental facts of the case that a lot of people find shocking. James never presented as a girl with anyone but his mom. And I asked him one time, why are you doing that? And he just flat out told me, he said, well, mommy doesn't love me if I'm not a girl.
This is the one thing that I just think that is truly upsetting about this whole thing. He's doing this just so his mom will love him. And that right there is truly fucked up.
Now, he has some things that you might say are feminine. He likes art. He particularly likes painting and pastels. My son Jude likes sculpture. You know?
I wouldn't call art feminine. I always thought it was kind of just universal. There's men who draw and there's women who draw. I mean, it's not really that hard to see. I mean, one side might draw skulls and the other side might draw a teddy bear. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say that. But, you know, everybody has an opinion.
But in terms of having a desire to be a girl, he consistently told me for 10 years that he had no desire to be a girl. He told the court-appointed counselor that he was embarrassed to wear dresses to school. He was getting too old for that and didn't want to wear dresses. And they initiated a CPS investigation against me for forcing him to be a boy.
How the fuck does that happen? If the kid says he doesn't want to wear a dress, the kid doesn't want to wear a fucking dress. I know this kid is 2, but I swear if I was in his same shoes right now, I would be going fucking crazy.
And do you have contact with your sons now?
No, I'm disallowed all contact with my sons.
You're not allowed to even contact them?
No. I'll tell you how this all sort of built up. So she started transitioning him, you know, really hardcore at 3. I mean, where she presented him to the world with a fake girl's name and everything. This, of course, would have been an important component in the divorce that was going on. So we get to 2017, and we have our divorce trial, and we had a custody evaluator. His name is Blake Mitchell. He practices out of Frisco, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. And he asked me, what is your top issue? And I said, my top issue is she's tampering with my son's gender identity. So he charges me $60,000 and does a 1-year investigation of my family, interviewing my children over and over again, everything, and determines that she was not transitioning my son to a girl. He straight up lied to the court and said that I had made a false accusation against her for saying that she was trying to transition my son to a girl. And on that basis, I lost 50-50 custody and got less than standard possession time.
Ain't that kind of illegal? Like, I don't think you can go up into a court and lie. I just think if you lie in a courtroom, I'm pretty sure that's instantly you go to jail and get pegged by Bubba. Like, how many lies can you get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? No one would never know because it's a fucking lie.
Now, I've been lucky with these psychologists that lie. I've been able to prove they've lied, so the court actually set aside his report. But that's what he actually told the court in his report. So she then starts really ramping up it again, and now he's wearing makeup to school. He's using the girls' restroom at his elementary school, which was Pinkerton Middle School in Coppell, Texas. I got that school shut down. That school doesn't exist anymore in Coppell. They shut down. And I found out after 2.5 years, they had been transitioning my son secretly behind my back. So I would bring my son to Pinkerton Middle School in Coppell in boys' clothes, because he wears boys' clothes with me, and they would give him a dress and tell him to use the girls' bathroom.
This right here is the reason why if I had a son, he would never go to public school. He would be homeschooled. Like, I couldn't trust the teachers to actually do their job and actually teach them reading and math, which that's what a teacher's supposed to do. Anything that's either gay, lesbian, trans, LGBTQ, whatever, that should be irrelevant in the classroom. I think if there is a kid that thinks they're actually gay, or a girl that thinks she's a lesbian or what have you, I think that falls on the parent's duties, not the teacher. My conclusion is that this father needs to actually get custody of his kids because the mother is out of whack. And don't get me wrong, if the father was doing it, I'd be saying the same thing about the father, but that's just not the case. I don't think the father's lying here, mainly because, I mean, he did like an hour interview pretty much talking about the whole court case and everything. And I haven't heard lip from the mother. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, I don't know what her beef is. Maybe she wanted a daughter and that's the only way she can have a daughter. You know, some crazy shit like that maybe. And, you know, my point still stands in this whole thing that, you know, you don't chemically mutilate your son, or you don't groom your son. I'm pretty sure the majority of us can agree that's bad, it's wrong, don't do that shit. It's weird. I just feel bad for the little boy about this, man. I mean, he's getting fucking spawn camped right now. Mainly just because his mother's a psycho bitch. I really do hope the father gets custody of his kids, because I honestly do think the system fucked up here. That's all I have to say. Now, I'm gonna have the interview linked in the description, mainly because I cut through a lot of it. I mostly talked about the big main parts about it and talked about the main issue, but if you're interested in the story and you want to listen to the whole thing, it's going to be down below. But with all that said, skidly boppity boop, I'm out.